Hello guys, this is TonTon here. Welcome back to my channel, and today I have brand new Kingdom figures to show you. So today here we have the Transformer War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Leader Class Ultra Magnus. So apparently he's dead in Siege, but somehow he got brought back into Kingdom. And so is this, like I have said countless times in other videos, like he's not a new toy. In fact, he's just a reuse of an old model that we have seen before, which is the Leader Class Siege Ultra Magnus, then got retooled into the Netflix version. So the only thing new, like I will say about this toy here first, will be the head of the vehicle mode. It is a brand new truck head, and it is more resemble of a Optimus Prime. So I'm gonna bring in the Earthrise Optimus. As you can see, this two truck head has many resemblance, like the windshield and the vent and also the headlight. You can almost say that they come from, and since they are nearly the same, the only reason that Ultra Magnus truck head is taller is because of the transforming mechanism to support his upgrade. And so without further ado, I'm gonna remove Optimus for now, and I'm gonna bring in the Siege version. So here we have the Kingdom version versus the Netflix version, and for the record, this Netflix version has been customized by myself. I did try some weathering effects onto him, and so that is why he got that dusty look. But nevertheless, as you can see, this is the obvious change between these two versions. This is the head of the truck. For the Kingdom version, it is more like a Earth vehicle, but with the Siege version, it is clearly a Cybertron vehicle. And what is the difference between these two models? It is the length of the vehicle mode. So I'm gonna try to show you. So the only difference between these two versions, it is the length of the vehicle mode. And why is the reason for that? Since this is the exact same toy. To analyze this, we have to look from below. So I'm gonna flip them over for you to see. So the difference is this between these two pieces of shoulder armor. As for the Siege version, as you can see, they are clipped onto the leg armor, but with the Kingdom versions, they are clipped in the middle of the trailer, look like trailer. So that is why the truck got pushed up a little bit instead of overall pulling down. So as you can see, it is slightly longer. But as a matter of fact, the result for this is the obvious visible arms and hands of the robot mode shows in the vehicle mode. And I guess they try to make a difference here. But in my opinion, the Siege version handled this way much better, because in this you cannot, it is hardly or even unnoticeable arms and hands of robot. They are completely hide away. But with the Kingdom versions, you can obviously see the hands, and so this is, for me, this is a minus over here. So for some size comparison, I'm gonna bring in the Studio Series 86 hot rod. And for the first, I thought that they tried to lengthen the trailer out so you can push some vehicle in it, but in fact you can't. So this is only the choice of them trying to make some difference. And you're seeing with Optimus, I'm just going to bring in Optimus back again. So here's the side compare with Optimus without his trailer. And now without further ado, let's get to some transformation. So for the first transformation part, I'm going to remove and transform the individual robot. So to do that, you just actually open this up, and you can pull the whole robot out like that. And this is the problem that I have said with the change in position of the shoulder armor. Like with the Siege version, when you pull this out, the shoulder armor still stays the same position. But with this version over here, it comes out with the white robot. So it's kind of bad. So to transform, this is similar. You're gonna flip out the heels, and then bring down the leg and split them out. And then just bring this out, and then rotate the whole body, and you can push this up. It is your choice to push it up or not, because since you're gonna display this guy in with the Ultra Magnus armor, so that would be too much of a necessary. And then you're gonna open out the chest to bring out the head and close it in, just like that. Rotate the arms a little bit, and we're done. So as you can see, this is the two bots transform, and overall this is the same toy but with the different chest section, and the torso section of the Kingdom version got painted with some blue, but the Siege is not. This is understandable because with the Siege it is gray, so having blue paint on it would not be perfect. but with the white of the Kingdom versions, you got easy get some blue there. And there's one different thing that I prefer the Siege version than the Kingdom version, is that with the Siege design of the truck head, you see that Ultra Magnus here got some waist, and in the fact that he doesn't look really fat. But with the design of the Kingdom versions, this got a whole straightened out, so he looks kind of fat than the Siege version. And of course, in complement for the blue mask and red eyes, the Siege version did a better job with having the whole clear section of the chest and the stomach, and it suited with the blue mask of the robot itself. And even look, if you look closer, the actual face of the Siege versions got painted in a blue color, so it complements more. Unlike the Kingdom versions, it is actually white, so it just looked kind of bland over there. And also for the forehead, the forehead of the Siege version got painted in blue. So in my opinion, with at this mode right here, the Siege version got the better than the Kingdom version. And now I'm gonna show you how to put the armors in. So in order to form the armor, you're just gonna pull the whole thing out apart. And then form this, and you can see the head. And flip this in for form the chest, and with the leg, hold it in like that, and then tap the whole thing. And so back to this guy. First, flip out the waist. This is his new belt. And then open out the arm. Bring out the chest. Bring the head in, just like that. And you want to slide in the whole piece of the forehead of the truck, just like that. And flip in the heels. And now he's ready to be upgraded into Ultra Magnus. So you bring his leg armor over here and give him a lift. And do the same thing. And now for the armor, open it out and just plug it in. Okay, and then with this one, split them out, flip the connector piece up, and just push it in, and flip this up. And finally, we're gonna connect this over here, and then connect it via these two tabs over here. You see the two tabs? Just like that. And take this to missile and push it on his chest, on his shoulder. Push it on his shoulder, and we're done. So here's the Ultra Magnus that we have already seen before, and to be honest, I don't have too much things to say about this mod over here, so actually I'm gonna jump into the compare with the Siege version right away. I have these two robot mod, and in my surprise there are a lot of different details that I would expect it from a retool like this. So I'm gonna point out which is the new details and which is the old one. So the obviously first detail will be the torso section. As for the chest, here we have the chest of the Kingdom versions, and here we have the chest of the Siege. So in this case, I would prefer the Siege version due to its more complex and more of a mechanical looking details of the chest. But the actual fact is that the Kingdom version is actually more G1 accurate. So it is a push and pull, and it actually depends on which one would you prefer. And we have the new belt section as well. And like I said, I would still prefer the Siege version due to its detail. And so what is new again? We have two new different shoulder sections. So I'm gonna try and show you. As you can see, the Siege version got a lot more vent and details, but with the G1 version we have the bulkiness and also the missiles. Even though it might look the same, but they are completely different, and they got painted, which is a nice thing. And what is new again, the new thing is about the leg. As you can see here, this is two different details. This is two different pieces, and this is explained due to the fact that this is two supposed to be different cars. The arms armor are still the same. And one thing that I really enjoy about this Ultra Magnus, it is the head sculpt. So from this angle, the head might look the same, but they actually different. With the Siege version, this is still the same eyes painted, but with the Kingdom version, you got actually a pair of glass. This is so G1 accurate here, and if you bring him out, you see this is a whole clear piece, which is really impressive. And I gotta say, I enjoyed these features of the Kingdom versions a lot. It looks more G1 accurate to me. Story-wise, this guy only came out with his blaster. This is the same blaster that we have seen before, and this is a red and painted in the whole silver thing. So it is the same gun as before. So here we have the Ultra Magnus, the siege gun, and what he likes is the two side cannon. This is actually the cannon from the Siege Optimus, the Galaxy version, and then they bring it to the other Ultra Magnus as well. But this is a miss. Even though I don't like this gun, I would still prefer him to have it because he's a leader, and to say a leader only comes with a single blaster, which is kind of disappointing. And to attach it, you simply just plug it into his hand, just like that. And now let's get to some size comparison. And so this is a size comparison between Prime, Rodimus, Hot Rod, and Ultra Magnus. And the thing with Ultra Magnus here is that he can be slightly taller if we just push the leg closer. But this is the way of the feet, that it is always in the pivot. So as a result, it just looks kind of dumb. And I want to bring in the next one. And here we have the comparison between Jazz and Grimlock from Studio Series 86. As you can see here, Grimlock is slightly taller, but if you count Ultra Magnus shoulder boost, so they are on the same size, the same height. And Jazz is still small as the deluxe class. And now let's get to some articulation. And the articulation begins with the head. You can look up a little bit, and that is it. You can do a full spin. Shoulders can move out like that. And it's got kind of limited because of the missile, so this is your choice to push it. And it can do a full rotation. You have got a bicep swivel. The bend of the elbow is 90 degrees and it's unaffected by the armor. And you got a hand swivel as well. Unfortunately, we don't have a waist swivel on this guy due to he got a blockade by this two white piece of the truck, and this is a letdown because with the Siege version we do have a waist swivel. And this is the kick to the front. Got a ratchet joint over there. This is the kick to the back, and he still got limited. And then we have the split, and this is the bend of the knee. And we got the thigh swivel, and this is the bend of the knee, slightly 90 degree bend. And this is the fixed pivot. So articulation on this guy is the same as before, minus the waist swivel. So yeah, he can still do some standing poses next to your Autobot group, but that is just it. And so why would you purchase this figure? The only reason that you would purchase this figure, it is because you want to complete your movie 86 toy line, and because he looks really good with his new colors. Other than that, if you're already happy with your Siege version of Ultra Magnus, this is definitely a skip. You don't necessarily have to buy this guy because of like I said, I'm still happy with my Siege version instead of just like a must-have Kingdom versions. This is only a retool and changing some new parts. And so that will be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I can give you some clearance about whether you should buy this figure or not. And other than that, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, and finally follow me on my Instagram. That is where I do most of my updates. And of course, if you feel like you can do me a favor by helping me with the future figures, feel free to buy me a coffee. Link is in the description below. TonTon now.